Continuing on here with our Night of Champions predictions, we're going to talk about the Intercontinental Championship match between Ryback and Kevin Owens. We ran this down already when it comes to their really, really shitty build-up on Monday Night Raw, but I think it needs a little bit of resurgence. Are you into the feud at all, or did that kill it, Peyton?
I wasn't really into it to begin with.
Good, because neither was I, and I like both of these guys.
It just kind of came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought Kevin Owens had problems with Cesaro, and just out of nowhere, he just kind of, like, bumped shoulders at Ryback, and all of a sudden he, like, has problems with him. Like, what?
And Ryback's got problems with Big Show and The Miz. Even after SummerSlam, they were still kind of, like, feuding. And he's just kind of like, oh, wait, you've got problems with me? All right, well, guys, can you leave me alone for a little bit? Because I got to go fight Kevin Owens instead. And
I know we've been fighting over this title, but I have to go lose it to him real quick. Sorry.
I read it in the book. It's
That's what the secret was.
The secret is you're losing the title at Night of Champions. You know, I like Ryback. I liked the idea that he was Intercontinental Champion, but I'm rooting for Kevin Owens here.
Yep. Although I do think it's a little awkward that he, like, loses the NXT title, he doesn't get the US title, and it's just like, oh, okay, now I'm going to get the Intercontinental title.
Yeah. But it's in better hands, right?
I don't know. I like Ryback.
I like Ryback, but as soon as he opened his gob on Monday, I was like, fucking shit.
Oh, everybody can have a bad night. We were just talking the week before about how much he's improved on the mic. He can still have a bad night.
Yeah. Sadly, I still got Ryback on my team, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Shit.
But you never know, he
Well,
might retain.
shit.
And there's always a good chance that he retains here and loses at Hell in a Cell.
And Kevin Owens has got a six-pack.
Of what? What kind of beer?
I don't know, but I want some.
He's got a 6-pack of White Castle burgers.
Holy shit, this girl likes cheesecake.
Yeah, that's not random. When it comes to Ryback, though, with the Hell in a Cell coming up, that's another match that, of course, I wouldn't expect to see in the cage itself because they usually only have one, maybe two matches in there, and that's going to be Seth Rollins for sure. But if Ryback and Kevin Owens continue the feud, and maybe the title changes on this episode, or this show, maybe it changes at Hell in a Cell. If we were down for the title changing in any kind of way, what would you rather see happen? Would you rather him lose it here, do some kind of like a rematch, and then just move on? Or do you want this to drag out into Survivor Series? Because we always have that traditional elimination match. And usually the way that they've been doing that is two people feuding are on opposite ends. Ryback on one side, Kevin Owens on the other side. We could have a 3-month feud here.
I think.
What in the world was that?
I think.
Did Sean just like get into a helicopter?
That's the noise I do when I'm thinking. I would like to see Kevin Owens win at Night of Champions and then win again at Hell in a Cell and just be done. I don't think they're gonna have it. I don't think they're gonna have great chemistry in the ring. I think it's just gonna be awful. I think it's gonna look awkward.
Could. What do you think, Peyton? Good chemistry? What would you like to see happen?
No, you know, the more I think about it, they are going to have absolutely awful chemistry. I say just make this one and done. Ryback retains, and he can just move on to whoever his next opponent is.
Who would you like that to be?
I don't care. Like I'm saying, it's just a progressive story. They don't do that enough where the champion just goes from one person to the next. Like, they always got to have these big, extended, months-long shits that have no reason to be that long. My best reference is always the Summer of Shawn, where he just had a different opponent every month. The only time he faced someone twice was the British Bulldog, and that's because there was dubious circumstances to the match they had.
Well, wasn't most of those people, they were, like, tied to Jim Cornette, right? Bulldog was around that time. Vader was.
I mean, Mankind, Sid, Diesel.
That's true. Was
Goldust.
Owen around that time, too?
Owen was, yeah.
I miss Cornette. He needs to come back.
Yeah, Camp Cornette was good. Very underrated stable.
Very underrated manager, too.
He was good in TNA.
Imagine him with Ryback.
And who would I like to see Ryback feud with again? Next time, I think Bray Wyatt again. I think that was a good feud last time. That sort of ended.
No, it wasn't.
It was a good feud. And plus, Bray Wyatt needs the Intercontinental Championship. He needs a fucking belt.
Put it on Luke Harper in that case.
Man, poor Luke Harper. That guy gets the title, and it's just kind of like, nah, just kidding.
Back in the tag team you go.
He kept it for what, like 3 weeks?
Yeah. The transitional run to go back to the same guy. It happens.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd endorse Bray Wyatt being the next Intercontinental Champion.
I don't think that belt would fit him. Like, literally, I don't think it would fit around his waist.
Just the idea of him with a championship seems weird to me. Like, I don't know. I kind of don't picture him as like a wrestler. Like, Ryback's coming out, he's got the singlet on. He's this big, bulky guy. Kevin Owens comes out and he's, got this background to him and stuff like that. Bray Wyatt's more just like gimmicky.
Well, I think what you're going for here is that what's his motivation for having a championship? Like, that doesn't seem like something he'll take pleasure in. It seems like he more takes pleasure in just fucking with people. Yeah,
rather than like, I want to win this match because I'm gonna like. I don't think we would ever see in any capacity any kind of a thing where it's like, Roman Reigns is getting ready for his match and Kevin Owens is backstage taping up his wrists and Ryback is lifting weights and stuff. Bray Wyatt's never going to have like that. Yeah, I hit the gym and I'm really preparing for this title match or something like that. Just is going to be weird as all hell. So if Ryback's going to move on from Kevin Owens after that, I think it's got to be somebody who sort of fits the bill of going for a championship. And, off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody that I would really want to put in that spot. I'd probably just rather see Kevin Owens move on and Ryback, like, do nothing. I don't want Ryback to do nothing, though. That's the thing. Somebody like a Cesaro would be a great choice, but he's a babyface, and they usually don't do face-and-face matches. Or they do heel-and-heel matches even less, but...
Seth Rollins would be great with the IC belt. Just give him all the titles.
3 of them.
Yep.
And at least the white belt would match his white pants.
God, imagine him wearing all that white stuff with the white title. Get a new,
That's
like...
sexy as fuck.
I think that would look so stupid.
I like the white. I don't know what you guys were on. Really good-looking color on him.
So, looking through here, we can't really do The Miz again. We can't do Big Show again. I'm not up for Mark Henry versus Ryback. So, there's only 2 people... you know what? Maybe 3. Stretch it to 3. That I think Ryback can move on to, with or without the title. And that's Sheamus. But that's a little bit weird because he's Money in the Bank. Rusev. Because holy shit, they need to end this Rusev and Ziggler thing. And Barrett.
Isn't Barrett taking time off?
He's filming a movie, but you don't know how long that's going to be. Would you guys be up for any of those kind of things?
I wouldn't mind seeing Barrett and Ryback. That'd be alright.
What about you, Peyton? Barrett, Sheamus, Rusev, any guys stand out to you as people you'd like to see Ryback fight?
Nah.
How about this?
Only one would have been Rusev, and they already did that.
How about this idea? Kevin Owens beats Ryback for the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe they have another match at Hell in a Cell. Barrett comes back. Finally, they go back to Bad News Barrett. And finally, they go with the babyface turn. Kevin Owens versus Bad News Barrett.
Meh.
Doesn't sound like you're into any of these titles.
No, not a fan of babyface Barrett.
Really?
Yeah.
Never worked out very well for him.
Has he ever been a babyface?
That's why it hasn't worked out very well for him.
Well, of course it's not going to work out if it's never...
Did he try to become babyface?
They came very close to turning him babyface a few times.
I think they should
They
have.
always pulled away at the last second every time.
I think if you have Kevin Owens come out there, he's won the Intercontinental Championship, he's really gloating about it, and, you hear Barrett's music, the promos would be great. I think the chemistry could be really good between those two. Unfortunately, Ryback's the only one that gets screwed out of it.
Oh, fuck Ryback.
Yeah, fuck.
Go back to reading books.
He's going to be fighting with literacy. That's what it is. What's the book campaign that they've got going?
Is it like Reading Star or some shit?
Let's be a star you're thinking of.
Read a star.
Wow. It's the same shit, isn't it?
There's it's like the reading challenge or the
Yeah, it's just like the WrestleMania reading challenge. It's not like
that might be it. Yeah, that's going to be Ryback's next feud. He's going to find other books. Oh, poor guy.
he's gonna go to Make-A-Wish Kids so they can read him stories.
He sits down on the floor and he's like, "Can you read me a story?" And they're like, I guess. All right, well, there once was a charming prince. I'm scared." So push comes to shove, who's winning, Ryback or Kevin Owens? Sean?
Kevin Owens.
Peyton?
Ryback.
I want Kevin Owens to win, but I'm going to go with Ryback here. And I think that Kevin Owens is going to take the title at Hell in a Cell. So remember, guys, leave your comments below. Tell us what you think about what's going to happen here. We're going to continue on here in part 3 with the Wyatt family versus the Shield family. I guess you could kind of call it that way. That's coming in the next part, so stay tuned. Smack Talk, we'll be right back.